Hey, thanks for listening to Lesson 7 from Pack 1. Brittany and I talking a little bit about why we travel. There are a few phrases from the conversation that I'd like to bring to your attention. So let's talk about them briefly right here. The first one is, "That's a good question." Now I use this phrase to respond to Brittany when she asks me, why do I like to travel? And to give myself a little time to think, I say, "That's a good question." This is also a good phrase to use just to show you understood the question, to show that you appreciate the question, to show that you're going to respond. So let me hear you say it. "That's a good question." All right, next one. I feel like this is when you're giving your opinion. You can start your opinion out with, "I feel like." So this is saying, in my mind or in my opinion. It's just another way to say it. So of course, in English, it's great to have an assortment of different phrases that you can use to express yourself. The next one, "if that makes any sense." This phrase is used to show that you understand you may or may not be clear in your explanation. So if you want to confirm that your conversation partner understands you, say, "if that makes any sense." Next, "what about you?" Now, you might hear this said in different ways. "What about you?" Or "how about you?" Or "what about you?" So you may hear different pronunciations of this phrase depending on the situation, if it's more formal, more informal, depending on the speaker. So let me hear you say it. "What about you?" Okay, great. These phrases are used as fillers, and some people don't like them. They say, "Don't use these phrases. They don't mean anything. They're just taking up space." And it's true, but you're going to hear them. A lot of people use them, and if you want to use them, you can too. Next, "I want to ask you." You may hear, "I want to ask you," when we speak quickly. So let me hear you say it. "I want to ask you." Great. So you can use this phrase to introduce a question or to transition the conversation to something you want to ask. How can I say? This is going to be really useful. If you can't think of the word or the phrase that you want to say immediately, use this. How can I say? Even native speakers have to stop and remember some phrases sometimes. Now, a couple of strategies that I use in the conversation are, first of all, to repeat. When Brittany says she likes an easy breezy vacation, I say, easy breezy. So repetition is a great way to show that you understand, to keep the conversation going, and also to help you to remember new phrases. If you just repeat them right away, it will help you to remember them. And emphasis. Brittany uses emphasis when she says, "me too." So you can use stress or emphasis to show your added feeling, to show that you really agree. You could say, "me too." So let me hear you say it with feeling, like you're really agreeing with something I have to say. "Me too." Awesome. All right, thanks for listening, and I'll see you in Lesson 8.